We're going squatching.
We're going squatching, bitches.
Welcome back!
And thank you for joining us today. And you're now awake. I am Josh.
I am Lennon always.
And this is Don't Touch My Sasquatch. I yelled really loud. I am so sorry to your fiance. I'm so sorry to your neighbor.
She's baking.
Ooh, is that smell?
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful.
Getting those Oreo balls going.
Oh. We explore controversial topics with energy and a good laugh. We're two guys that have a love and passion for these topics. Things that you may have heard of, but don't know the full story of yet. We're here to tell you those stories, give you our opinions, and let you come to your own conclusions. Keep an open mind. Keep your mind open to the possibilities that things may not always be as they appear. We'll do the research so you don't have to. That new line, I had to look at the computer and I lost my spot.
Oh, it's okay.
Throughout the United States, there are thousands of mysterious and unsolved missing person cases that happen in our forests and national parks. All these cases have multiple key things in common with each other. These things have been called profile points by David Paulides. I can't say his name. His last name is the Paulides. David Paulides. There have been a couple new reports of objects seen in the sky by hunters, and even a report of a man that was allegedly abducted and later returned as he was deemed unfit. What are the causes of these disappearances, and is there an explanation for them? Maybe an otherworldly one? Could it be? Oh, sorry. Wrong episode,
you
guys.
You said the one for the episode.
Well, sit back, relax, and put your tinfoil hats on as we dive into the new Missing 411 documentary called Missing 401, The UFO Connection.
Mm-hmm.
Right down our alley.
It is. I'd like to, off topic real quick, just apologize to you because I forgot that you were still in your intro and you weren't. I was like, I thought you were getting right into it. And I was like, we haven't even talked about David yet. What is he doing? I was like, shit. So I'm sorry for that.
We haven't talked about David yet. What's he doing? Well, David,
So yes, it is right down our alley.
Yes. Speaking of David,
Paulides.
Paulides. I'm never going to say his name right. So
I'm pretty sure. From now on, he's David. We're on
first
name basis.
I was just going to say that. I had tea with him last night. No, I didn't.
The guy's a legend.
He has 11 profile points.
Before we get to profile points.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Hold on. Time out. Proceed.
For those of you, now I got to look into a camera. Not familiar with
you can talk to me. It's
the missing 411 phenomenon. There's a phenomenon of people.
That's phenomenal.
Is phenomenally go missing in our national parks in the United States. And up until David Paulides started looking into it, there was no database or record of any of these disappearances. And the number of them and high strangeness of these disappearances was enough to inspire him to dedicate his life to investigating these. He's written several books, and he has now 3 documentaries.
Yes.
The third one has just come out, which we...
November, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, go check it out.
Came out a while back, which we are looking at today and talking about today.
I mean, I watched it this week. I'm not looking at it right now, but...
So, this all comes from the Missing 411, the UFO Connection.
Yes.
That's what it is. Continue about your profile points.
I was just saying there's 11 profile points. Do you want to talk about it?
That was my London's history corner.
There's 11 profile points. Do you want to talk about them? Hold on a second. Let me get this in.
Hold on a minute here. Quick apology to listeners, too. I got a head cold.
It happens when you go from -3 degrees to 60. Why the fuck not?
Yep.
In the middle of winter.
That's how we roll.
Welcome to Western New York.
Yep. So he's got 11 profile points,
yes.
Correct, that he has basically combed through thousands of these cases in the years since he started looking into it. And these 11 quote-unquote profile points is something that I wrote it down, is something that he looks at as a criteria and a basis for, as he says, when he first looks at investigates these cases. I know you wrote them down, I wrote them down, but you want to go through your list?
We'd have the same list.
Well, yours is a little more defined than mine.
All right, well, I have point of separation.
Okay.
I have time of disappearance.
Yep.
Do you want me to actually go into the description of each?
What's up to you?
It's pretty explanatory.
Yeah,
Time of disappearance.
Yeah.
Boulder fields, so they're found near boulder fields. They're found near water.
Or they go missing near boulder fields or water. Those two features pop up in some way, shape, or form in the type of disappearance.
Weather event happens after or right during the search,
Yep.
which makes it hard to find or locate.
Mm-hmm.
Disability or illness, which they don't really talk about in this one. That was
the other ones,
the hunted one. Yep. Canines cannot track. There's no scent trail.
No scent trail.
Ever.
Nope.
Found in an area previously searched multiple times.
Thoroughly, multiple times.
Missing clothes or personal belongings.
Mm-hmm.
We have unknown cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, and most importantly, in my opinion, geographical clustering.
Yes.
Which I'm going to say right now, watching the documentary, when he's showing the geographical clusters.
That one, what he
There's
was doing
multiple.
with the bullets.
I was going to ask, what's up with the bullets?
I think it added a little effect.
He did it twice. He just like,
he's playing with something, and I'm like, that's a magazine for a gun. And he's just pulling up bullets. And
I was like,
I like it. He's just.
We don't use pins here. We use bullets.
Yeah. Another big one is that a lot of the people who go missing are experienced wilderness trekkers.
Yep.
I will call them, whether they have military survival training or they've been hunting for like 50 plus years.
Or they know the area like the back of their hand and they somehow go missing.
Exactly. Yeah. Just gone without a trace. So he uses these profile points.
Sorry about all that noise.
That's
I
okay.
was tangled in my foot.
It's not as bad as me just tapping the pencil in one
That
episode.
was so great, though. What are you doing? Anyways,
yeah.
my bad.
So these are some of the high strangeness, reoccurring things that pop up in every case that kind of link all these together, really.
And it's not just one profile point that isn't.
No,
they
it's
have
always
to have
a combination.
Multiple. Yeah.
Yes.
If it has just one, I think it's not credible. Like, there is 4 exclusionary factors to eliminate cases: mental illness, voluntary disappearance, criminal activity, and animal attacks. So if any of those are proven to be, which wouldn't mental illness go in disability or illness? Anyway, regardless.
Yes. So, well, we're going to talk about 2 of the cases from this new doc.
Yeah.
Not all of them, because we urge you to see it for yourself. Yeah. And I'll give you my review at the end, listeners.
And we'll give some questions to discuss, too.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about 2 of the events from it. And yeah, just enjoy.
So,
if this is a new topic to you, welcome to this wild world. I've said it on the first Missing 411.
Missing 401 in episode 12.
Yes.
Point up for me. Missing 12. I can't see you, so hopefully you pointed up on the right side.
As I said on that episode, that this topic is, I have like a passion for this. It's this incredible mystery that doesn't make any sense. So he's doing good work. But
as you would say,
do you want to go first? It's absolutely incredible. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
He's doing the Lord's
He's
work.
doing the Lord's work.
Thank you. Come on.
Sorry.
I will go first. I'm going to do his no napping. I'm going to do the case on Carl Higdon.
This is an interesting one.
I found it extremely interesting.
Mr. Ozal.
And I was actually, So here's the problem. Is it Ozo or is it Ozal? They said it both ways during the doc. I've listened to it
say Ozo
3 freaking times, and I've heard Ozo and Ozol. Ozol and Ozol. So this incident happened on October 25th, 1974.
My watch is off, that's why.
You idiot. October 25th, 1974. I was looking at it, and I could have done a whole episode on this, but we're just going to stick to what the documentary had. Okay.
Did you research it separately than that?
I did not, because literally I probably would have been like going a half hour. So.
Yeah, no.
So I just stuck with what they said. So
Ozal.
He told his wife on October 25th, 1974, he told his wife he was going to go south to go hunting, which was a rare occasion for him to go by himself. She usually came with him or went with him, but not this time. He went hunting in an area he had never been before. which was in the Medicine Bow National Forest in Wyoming, which had like 3 cases that were outstanding there in the documentary. This incident happened more north, right at the edge of the forest. That's a great note. Thank you. We need to know exactly where it is.
Thank you, Past Josh.
Yeah, so I was either on my 4th or 5th run through the documentary when I was making these notes. Fascinating. If you take Amazon Prime and you're taking notes and then you make the video and then you could... so much easier than pause.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I showed you too? Like how I had it showed you?
That's how I did it.
Well, he walked about a quarter mile. I'll just get right back into it.
Do it.
He walked about a quarter mile into the forest and he saw 5 elk that were not moving. What's up?
No, I was just thinking about a note I have later, which I can say now. Aliens fucking love elk.
They do. They also love German hunters hunting elk.
They fucking love elk.
Just one of the note.
It'll make sense if you watch the doc.
It will. So he shot at the elk. One of them, I'm assuming, not all of them. He had a Gatling gun. Old style. Reference. Old style. He shot at the elk with a bullet.
Okay.
I didn't mean to say with a bullet. I meant to end the bullet. Hit something that was invisible, like an invisible force field, before dropping to the ground. And they showed the bullet, which is right.
He collected it.
It's somewhere below us.
It's just going to be flying all over the screen.
No, he collected the bullet. So they showed the bullet, and it is just...
mangled.
Oh, yeah. It didn't look like it hit a tree or an animal. It hit something solid.
Yeah.
Carl's his name, remember? He recovered the bullet and was later analyzed. It came back that it did hit something extremely solid.
Yes.
Like Lennon's abs.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that was hard. He then saw the craft, and he said it looked like a piece of glass with borders in the shape of a cube that was about 7 by 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing visible inside the cube.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you see the deer then? I can't remember.
The elk.
The elk, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Was inside of that.
But he said he couldn't see anything inside of it. So that's why I was confused by that, because I thought the elk were inside of it.
I thought so too. I thought he meant that because he could see right through it.
Yeah.
Also,
either way, you can see through it to the other side. I don't know.
Also, I'm sorry if you're going to mention this. I do this to you all the time. But didn't he say that those 5 elk were like frozen in time?
Yeah, they were frozen. They weren't moving. I might not have actually said that though. But
Gotcha.
yeah, they were frozen. At least in the documentary.
Because he noted, he noted after he shot at it and noticed the bullet thing that they hadn't moved at all.
Yeah,
they were still just like doing the elk do.
Doing the elk do. One was mounting the other one. It was really weird. Mid-sex stream was about to get murdered.
Okay.
Suddenly a man showed up, and we've already talked about this man, but we're going to really get into him.
Colonel Sanders.
Ooh, chuck-a-cha chicken.
Oh, fuck. Chuck-a-cha chicken.
Like I've said before, when you fuck up, just keep going.
Yeah. Makes a good end credit thing.
So Carl drew what this man looked like, and we have it below, but I'm going to describe it for you audio listeners. He said it was human-like, dressed in an all-black suit because our sun burns them. So it is like a scuba diving suit that covers them completely to protect them from our sun.
I have one note about that.
Absolutely.
Black tracks sunlight.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, for you video listeners.
It doesn't matter if it tracks sunlight heat. He's having it so the sun doesn't get on his skin.
I'm assuming the UV rays then, the radiation.
Exactly, yeah.
So some aliens, they grow super strong, and some aliens...
got Superman, and then you got Ozal, whatever. One of his arms had a hand, and the other had what looked like a stake, a wooden stake, or a end of a cone, as they put it.
Yeah, he was like...
Yeah,
you can see the drawing.
It literally looks like a pick. Like, yep. His hair looks pointy like rigatoni noodles, or as they say, straw, and it looks like he has 2 antennas. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they were...
It's your classic alien.
Exactly. To description. The man then asked Carl if he was hungry, and Carl said yes. Because when some random motherfucker that looks like that meets me in the woods, I say, yeah, I'm hungry. Funny, you should ask. Suddenly, these 4 pills floated to him. Just like, here you go. Here's some fucking pills. You're hungry? Here's some pills.
Floating in the sky.
Nope, do it again. You didn't do the good accent. Get it. Come on.
Floating in the sky.
There it is. He then took one of the pills, because that's what you would do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, mysterious sky pills.
And the next thing he knew, or the next thing he could remember, as my note says, because did he miss time, or did he just pop into this thing?
Right.
He was inside a craft that I thought he said was the cubicle.
He said it was, like a cubicle.
Yeah.
Which we've heard before.
Yeah, but it looked a lot bigger. And the 5 elk were there behind him, still frozen, just like they were when he saw them originally.
The aliens fucking love elk.
Well, Carl said, you got my elk. The man looked at him and shrugged. I said his name. I didn't say his name. Carl said his name. The man's name was Ozal, or Ozo. We really don't fucking know. And they were down to get food. And Carl asked if they come down often to get food. And Ozal said, yes, they come down often to get elk and deer and from there and fish from the ocean. Fish wasn't good enough in that area. They had to go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Fascinating point, though. They come down to grab food.
Yeah.
And then go back up to the sky.
Are we just like a throughway rest stop on the Intergalactic Highway?
Right. That's fine.
They're burgers to die for. You need to get the elk.
Go down there. We need another elk, 3 fish, a lobster, and I'm feeling a little venison. Let's get a deer.
Deer and possibly a blue whale. Need a little blubber.
Well, you got to stay warm on that cold travel.
The cold travel.
When Ozal talked, he said his lips never moved, so I'm guessing like a telepathic communication.
Sure.
Or his face was completely covered from the scuba suit. And when he talked, he seemed like he knew a lot. I don't know what that meant, but Ozal knows a lot.
This guy knows his shit. I'll tell you
He's
what.
like, hey, look, that's my elk. That's my deer. This is my fish. Go fuck yourself.
Figured
Wow, this guy knows a lot. Then they showed a picture of the seated control panel. Now, this one fascinated me. It had levers and probably some buttons, too. Now, do you remember our old buddy Travis Walton?
Name rings a bell.
Yeah. And your description of the craft inside?
Yes.
I'm thinking, all I can think about is this motherfucker going to grab a lever and just pull it forward?
Just rocking
Start pushing the buttons?
See what it does.
Wait, did we... Oh, shit. What year was this? 1974. This was before Travis, because he was 76.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways.
Interessante.
So, yeah, all I could think of is Fudge and Spud, young ones, are there. They're little babies.
They're babies at that time, apparently.
They grow a lot in 2 years.
Apparently. And they're running around.
Ah, Papa! Who's it, Papa?
Who's it, Papa?
L'chaim.
Jewish baby.
Let's get back to it. We went on a fucking ride, people. They then took Carl off up into the sky, and Carl could see the Earth down below. They took him to another planet, and after examining him, they said, "You don't fit what we need." Get into that in a little bit.
Yes. Spoilers.
No, because it's very fascinating to me. Like all these missing people. I'm wondering
then why it'll make sense when we'll talk about it in a minute.
Carl thinks that because he had a vasectomy and wasn't fertile anymore, that he didn't fit what they needed. Carl thinks that it wasn't for the vasectomy. If it wasn't for the vasectomy, he would have never returned home.
Yes.
Sorry, I hit the table there, guys.
You're okay. I accept your apology.
Do you?
They said no.
I just got a flashing no sign. No, I'm joking.
No.
So then Carl said, I got to go home.
Yeah.
This vasectomy isn't going to take care of itself. Okay, anyways, he said he's got to go home. They said someone will come to get him, which then someone did come and get him, and they just dropped him, literally, back off on Earth. And he's rolling down the hill. Whoa! Then his wife, the way she described it was like she just felt like she needed to go to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he was actually theoretically missing at this point.
Yeah.
But for some reason, there was a cop there who had his gun drawn on him.
Yeah.
That was confusing. Like, oh, because they didn't know.
Part did get a little convoluted there.
Oh, okay. So he's got a gun pointing on this guy who's just laying on the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do. Like, hey, what are you doing in the woods on the ground?
What are you doing laying down?
We don't lay down when we hunt. Anyways, when
Sir, my leg's broke. I can't get up.
Don't give me your fucking excuses. Anyways, so there's this cop there when she arrived.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Get up now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Sir, I was just dropped from a UFO. I don't want to hear your excuses.
Get up. Now get down on the ground.
I'm so fucking confused.
Sorry.
So she says that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he was in the cop car or in her car at this point because it never really was specified. This was a very confusing part for me.
Mm.
But she said he was looking out of the windshield up into the sky saying, my elk. They took my elk.
Yeah.
This guy was really concerned about his elk.
He needed that elk.
You know, he hasn't eaten for a week. So they took him to the hospital where they gave him a full checkup. Here's the fun part, is there was no drugs in his system. That's not the fun part. This is. And his lungs were completely clear. Why is that so relevant to the story? Well,
we'll get to it.
Calm the fuck down. I'll get there. This was interesting because Carl had previously had spots on his lungs.
Scarring.
Tuberculosis scars.
You're welcome.
I calmed myself for a second.
Turka.
Mama Shurka. So when they checked his lungs, the scars were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened and why were these scars cleared?
It's those magic
That's what I'm
tablets.
wondering. What's it?
Maybe the magic tablets.
Maybe the screen. Because they put him behind a screen to check him out when they said, "You're not what we're looking for."
Yeah.
Which he thought was a vasectomy. I'm wondering if that's the case and they cleared his lungs, why didn't they clear his dick? Instead of shooting blanks, he would have been shooting some hardy sperm.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It would have come out of that man like a fucking Old Faithful.
You're still going with it, huh?
So, yeah, I don't know why his lungs were cleared.
It's
But
pretty,
it's
kind of
pretty
wild,
interesting.
though. Yeah.
On a side tangent, can you take me and just make sure I'm clear? Like, I don't have a vasectomy, so they wouldn't return me. Never mind. I pass.
I killed. Get out of here.
Yeah. Shoo.
I was wrong.
They also took him to a Dr. Leon Sprinkle. I love the name. Leon Sprinkle. He was a psychologist. I said it. At the University of Wyoming. He studies people that had contact with UFO and couldn't say whether he did or did not believe Carl's story. Later on, though, they said someone, I can't remember who because I didn't write his name down. It was a MUFON guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that he talked to Dr. Sprinkle. And he asked, where's the hot fudge and cherries? Got him.
Take vanilla with mine.
No, he talked to him and he said that he believed Carl's story was 100%. Like, he believed that what Carl was saying was believable.
Yeah. Sprinkles on this.
And then he sprinkled him with a little bit of love.
That story is sprinkled in truth.
Sprinkled in truth. That was a good one. I like it.
You're welcome.
Carl also took 3 to 4. My last note was Carl took 3 to 4 lie detector tests, and the results were all that he was telling the truth. To his knowledge, they made sure they put, to his knowledge, he was telling the truth.
I don't know why I thought it was funny. It's just in my head.
He took lie detector tests.
In my head, it just auto-filled to like a comedic thing. It was like he took 3 to 5 lie detector tests. All were inconclusive.
We don't fucking know what happened to this guy.
That's wild. In the documentary too, they actually interview him and his wife, was it?
His wife, yes. Him and his wife.
So you can actually get first-hand story from him. And they show his hand-drawn pictures of Ozal, the craft.
All of it.
The gun that the police showed it. No, I'm just kidding. No, he did draw a cube.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. I know.
So it's cool.
And all of those, if you're watching on YouTube, have been in the video. If you haven't been, hopefully we described it good enough for you.
Yeah, and check out the movie. If you rent
Yes,
it on,
that
you could
definitely.
rent it on Prime.
Yes.
For like $3. Or if you pay for it, you can support David and his
Support his
church.
cause, damn it.
That's what I do. But anyway.
You did. I love it. You said, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to let you log in, and you can watch it. And
yeah.
Friday came, and I'm like, I'm just going to rent it then.
I told you could. I said when you go to watch it, let me know. I'll give you my login.
Oh. Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
I supported him too.
Good.
Okay?
Go ahead.
How about we get to your case of Ray McDonald? I'm just fucking with you.
I was going to say.
I wanted to see your face.
Fuck?
I didn't think there was a Ray McDonald.
There wasn't. There's a Ronald.
He had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Ronald McDonald
Farm,
didn't have a farm. He had a burger joint.
No.
No.
That's his son. Ronald McDonald Sr.'s old McDonald.
Which one's Houston McDonald?
That's... I got nothing.
Norm died. Rest in peace.
Wow. Okay, we're not going dark here. All right? We're trying to keep it uplifting and
speaking
fun.
of dark.
All right, tell me.
In December is not nearly the right day.
Kidding, guys. Not December. Not December.
Wow.
Right.
I'm going to take that again.
Not December.
Not December.
Yeah. What month was it, though?
September.
September.
The month known as not December. In September 27th of the year 2000.
Ooh.
2000. When I was just a wee lad.
You weren't even born.
Chris Bales, his brother Mark.
You were born. I was joking. You didn't even respond to that.
I was focused on trying to get names and words right because not December already came out. Chris Bales, his brother Mark, and friend Rob Zinker, and Rob's father, never mentioned his name, were out hunting in the middle of a remote area in Idaho. I said Idaho.
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 In Idaho.
Idaho, good neighbor.
Well, hi there, neighbor. As described by Rob, the area that they were camping was a dark hole of sorts. It was a steep canyon. It was at the base of a steep canyon with tall timbers in a tight area.
That's a lot of T's.
Yeah, so it was
he said it was ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Tall timber with a tight area. That, you know what?
He said it was a tight area to get into.
I mean,
yeah.
I want to make jokes, but I can't. So
yes.
She was very tight. Let's go.
A well-known spot to them as they hunted that area for several years leading up to the incident.
Also known as the G-spot.
Well, then, we're still going with it.
All you that don't know where it is, about 2 inches in, go to the roof.
God, I have to keep that in now.
Yeah, gotta keep that in so I can study it.
As described by the gentleman, their day began as usual, as it usually did on their hunting trip. They would begin early in the morning at around 4 a.m. and drive to a point to begin hiking in the dark for about an hour or two to find a spot to start hunting. They would hunt throughout the day. They would track animals. They would see the sights of beauty that nature has to offer before returning to camp just before dark.
And the timber.
In the timber.
It's like an old man who's angry.
Oh, that's going to get old. No, I'm just... Okay,
Go. Today, Junior.
So on the day of the event,
Oh.
and not December.
And not December, also known as September.
Yes, on the day of the event, when they returned, they made dinner.
Very good.
And when Rob finished his dinner, he left camp to go take a whiz, as he put it.
Yeah.
Nice. How would you say that on the dock? I'm gonna go piss.
I'm gonna go piss. That was great. Yeah, I had to use I had to relieve myself.
Yeah, what's in the bar?
I had a whiz.
Anyway.
But he says it so like I had a whiz.
Yeah. So when he was returning from his whiz.
No emotion, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't wear that much. When he was returning from his whiz, when he was about 15 feet from the trailer, walking back, he saw Chris step out. And as Chris describes, he stepped out of the trailer, walked down the steps of the trailer, and from the natural movement of his body planting on the final step, he happened to glance his head up. That is when he saw...
I would glance down.
An incredible sight, to say the least.
Incredibly.
Yes.
What was the sight?
He noticed a bright light honed in on an area and traced the light upwards to the sky to see something that he, as he put it, quote-unquote, didn't comprehend.
Yeah.
He fell to his knees and began screaming, "Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, you guys need to come look at this." Hearing his screams, Rob looked up and saw the spectacle above. At that point, Mark, his brother, had ran out of the trailer, and Chris just pointed to the sky. What Chris was witnessing is as described by him in the doc. These next points are all quotes from him. This is what I was trying to fucking get out, but I worded it like... Anyway.
You know, I did the same thing on my story, and we just plowed through. So
yeah,
you're doing good.
I want to give him the credit for it. This is his description is my point.
That's not your description?
I spent far too long explaining that. It was huge, like a football field. 100 foot in all directions. It was a triangle-shaped craft. He estimated the craft to be about 80 foot plus or minus above their heads. Now, as a construction worker, Chris noted that there were no seams, joints, or rivets that he could discern. Nothing to show how this craft was built or put together from different pieces. It was perfect in every way, as he says.
It was perfect.
Which is something that's also described all the time, is that there's no joint seams or any discernible edges to it. It's all just one mass, one object, or,
one smooth surface.
Yes, thank you. There was no noise, no prop wash, no exhaust, no smell, he said, which is another very common point. It began to slowly float up the canyon away from them.
Think of how quiet our world would be if there was no sound when we drove or flew.
Right?
Yep, that'd be that's it.
Found it.
Good.
Great. That's horrifying.
I'd sleep like a baby.
I can't sleep without noise. I watch TV to go to sleep.
Seriously?
I can't do it.
I used to have to sleep with the fan on.
I feel like that ringing that you hear with the silence, it just pierces my head. I need to listen to something, go to sleep.
Yeah, I used to have to listen to the fan. And then I wanted to record my nights, as we talked about, and you can't hear anything with the fan on.
Yeah.
So now I don't sleep with sound. And there hasn't been anything recorded, otherwise I would have shared it.
Great. Well, as it was floating up the canyon, I did that one time. I heard footsteps walking down my hallway.
Yeah.
And I could hear the snoring of me and my fiance. So I know it wasn't us, and it freaked me out. And I said, no mas.
You went Spanish when you're scared, huh?
No mas, puppy.
Courtney wakes up and is just like,
all right, I'm going to go back to bed. Mark and Rob grabbed their binoculars to get a closer look at the object.
In the dark.
After it had vanished, or just floated away, they all ran and grabbed pieces of paper and individually drew pictures and wrote down information about what they saw separately. David, interviewer and guy who did all this, David, David prompted Chris with the picture that Chris had drew of the craft and began asking him to clarify or explain some of the details of the craft. Now, if you could find this picture and post it in the video somewhere, for audio-only listeners, the picture he drew shows a triangle craft with 3 white circles at each point and underneath it, and 1 large red circle in the center. Chris explained that the red circle was a red light illuminating from the bottom of the craft, while the white circles were the best he could do to draw on paper. What he thought to be semi-domed shapes of white fog.
Yeah.
So the red was the actual light coming from the bottom, and there was like these white semi-dome fog things on the corners. It's kind of interesting. Maybe that's like a propulsion? Maybe.
I would say so. And then the red circles, maybe like what they beam things up on or whatever.
Beam me up, Scotty.
And then they had in the drawing, he had those black circles around that.
Correct.
Thing. Sorry if you were going to get to that.
No, you're good. That's what I was going to say. Chris said that he tried to stay at camp that night, but couldn't bring himself to do it.
Is Chris's last name McDonald?
Bales. B-A-L-E-S. Isn't Christopher McDonald Shooter McGavin?
I can't find it. I'll look for it
I'm
later.
pretty sure that's who it is.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, they were talking to some locals in the area that they knew after and hinted around asking them if they'd ever seen anything unusual in the area.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little sensual.
It did. The recreation of it
Yeah.
was kind of very, like a little saxophone on it.
No, stop.
Anyway, while standing
Explain it.
there talking on the dirt road, while standing there talking to them on a dirt road, Chris asked, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" and began to draw a triangle with his boot in the dirt.
He drew one line.
And after making only the first line of the shape, the person he was talking to pushed his boot out of the way and finished the triangle shape themselves.
And then they held hands, looked deep in each other's eyes, and said, "You complete me."
It's good. It's good. None of that happened.
The drawing
The
did.
drawing thing did, yeah. But it's just the recreation was it was interesting. To Chris, this was validation that he was not the only person his group was not the only person who's seen this in the area.
It would be for me too.
They have never returned to the site of the incident since.
Neither would I don't think.
I probably would. I mean, it didn't hurt you. But
Well, then let's go to Wyoming and
yeah,
to Medicine Bow Lake, or not lake.
let's go see Ozal.
Let's go fucking see Ozo.
We're gonna be out there. Ozal, Ozal.
I need a drawing of him. Where are you?
We're gonna have a Medicine Bow Warriors jersey with Ozal on the back.
There you go. Ozo. Ozal?
No.
Oh, your name's Ozal. Son
Idiot.
of a bitch.
Damn, I missed an opportunity. It's the Medicine Bow Elks. That's
There you go.
their team.
Yeah, and we're Germans. And that actually works right there.
Fuck, we're hitting, and neither of us are vasectomized.
Don't talk about my nether regions like that.
Okay.
Hold on, we got to get our elk license first.
It's fine.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We already passed. We have to wait till next year.
They
Fuck.
have never returned since.
Bum, bum, bum.
David afterwards goes on to explain, and this is where you and I were talking about earlier with the bullets. He goes to explain that this incident and 2 other missing 411 cases all are in the same area and make up a perfect triangle on the map. And he was pointing it out on the map with the bullets is what we were talking about.
It's the perfect triangle, just like the craft.
I don't know how it coincides,
I
but
don't.
I think it's just triangle.
Yeah.
There's shapes.
I love how he said that, though. Perfect triangle, just like the craft. I'm like, okay, and? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
is each fucking corner taking a person?
Yeah, so one of these points of the triangle is actually one of the missing 411 cases from the first documentary,
The little guy.
which is a hard one to watch. I feel that's a sad one.
It is.
But yeah, then there's no developments in his case.
Nope.
So,
Nothing. I
just
said that so
sad.
happily. No, nothing.
No,
Like, I'm not happy
unfortunately.
about that.
But that was the Hunter's Triangle incident. So my general thoughts: aliens fucking love elk
They do.
because they're out there hunting elk.
Are you on your summary, or are you just kind of...
No, just
Okay.
giving general thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck finding your dad, buddy.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Anyway,
Still relevant.
yeah. So which you?
You know, I'm going to do some questions.
Okay.
And then
is
I
2
want to hear
plus
your
2?
summary, okay?
Okay.
So on the first case I was given, they were talking about how the search and rescue and the ERT, emergency response team, as well as the cops, were talking about all of that and how they interact with each
Yes.
other. And
Dude, that first one,
right.
that was wild.
Right.
Why?
Why was the ERT, emergency response team, there? And why did they tell the search and rescue to pick up after the grad party?
The ERT, from what I can understand,
Okay.
the ERT, from what I can assume, is like their version of SWAT.
Yeah. They like had guns.
They were
like
full
military.
decked out militaristic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a wild one to watch in the doc. That's kind of strange.
And then why later on did they say that it was unsearchable?
Yeah, one of the areas unsearchable. Yeah, that was weird. And wasn't there gunshots heard at one point in the search?
That wasn't during the search. That was before.
Okay.
The grad party heard shots.
That's what it was.
And supposedly their headlights, 3 shots, but their headlights were shot out.
That's right. That's right.
And which didn't make sense. I don't know the guy, so I can't say if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But to his wife, it didn't make sense because he wouldn't do that. He'd shoot in the air, whatever.
Right.
Last thing is, why did the local cops not give the belongings back to the wife.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Would not
strange things
give-
about that case.
So my question is did the government know something? This is in Canada, by the way. Did their government know something and just keeping a cover up or
Right.
something?
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting one. Getting more detail by watching. And there was the other one where I think it was right after they were talking about the triangle, like drone picking up the.
Oh, yes. It was like spinning like the coin.
Yep. I'm wondering if that was like a drone. Okay, 2 theories. I don't know which one. Either that is a UFO, like a alien mothership, sending out a drone instead of actual people.
Yeah.
To do the work and say, okay, you get the drone, you get the fucking elk,
Yeah,
get
we'll
food.
do the work so you don't have to.
Exactly. Or was it the government trying to create their own UFO style craft and see if they could pick up elk and transport the elk to wherever the hell they were going?
I don't think it was that. We don't care about elk as much as they do.
Absolutely. But because more so I'm thinking is
okay.
because of that disease, chronic wasting disease.
Yes. That's some wild shit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're studying the elk, someone, whether UFOs or government. So,
Yeah.
Was it elk, moose, and deer, I think, are affected by it.
The hooved.
Yes.
I don't know what that clan's called.
Sure, they're the hooved
genus.
clan.
The hooved clan.
Yeah. So my question, I guess, would be, whether it's government or the UFOs, are they studying eating it, studying it, or trying to cure it, or whatever? Are they the cause of the chronic wasting disease in the U.S.? Like, what is going on with that? What's your thoughts?
Fuck if I know. No, I the fact that is doing the same thing.
You too, yeah.
It is. They said that craft wasn't the size of a normal UFO that people see. It's a smaller one,
like 5x7. It was another 5x7.
Yeah,
they said 5x7.
Something like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. The drone thing kind of makes sense. They said it was really thin. So if it's super thin, it's 5x7. You know,
it had like a pill-looking white light and a pill-looking red light. Which Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if it was.
I think maybe an unmanned drone type deal. You know, maybe. Who knows?
That's the question. That's why I was asking, because that didn't seem consistent with any UFO reports.
It's very different
shape.
Yes.
So would it have been the government?
Very well could have been
trying to create their own shit, and for some reason said, "Well, they're taking elk, so we're going to take elk too." Keep blaming them. Then there was the interview with Don, the FBI, former retired FBI agent.
That guy was cool.
John D'Souza. Yeah, he was a very smiling motherfucker, but
but he seems like he's one of those guys where he's like, I know some shit, and I'll fucking tell you some shit because this shit needs to be known.
But within reason, we're not gonna tell you everything.
Yeah.
But he brings up the alternate dimension thing.
That was weird.
And I thought that was weird.
It came out of nowhere.
But thinking about it, in some of these cases they tell in the last 3 documentaries, and how sometimes people
they're just gone.
Think about the UFO hunted, or the UFO, sorry, missing 111 hunted, the one I did. Missing 411 hunted.
There we are.
Yeah,
we made it.
I was sitting here like, why did he look? Oh, I said 111. It's new.
It's okay.
Missing 401, the hunted. I can't remember his name. Sorry.
It's okay.
The guy I did, the hunter, that when they were, hence the hunted.
Yeah.
They spread out like 100 feet.
Yes,
I heard the crackling noise, and then he disappeared.
Just gonzo.
Or the little boy in yours that they were talking about.
A lot of the times it's like that.
They're like,
if
parents turn around and then it's gone.
Right.
Could that be just a portal opening, taking, and leaving?
Sucked up and you're done.
Yeah. Because there's no trace. There's no evidence of foul play. There's no footprints. There's
no scent trail.
Anything.
Nothing. It's like if you just rose up and you just flew off. So that's why it's like.
So one of those two. Well, both have interested me.
Yes. Same as well.
There was the I don't remember what story it was in the documentary we just watched. The guy talking about, or the wife, or the girlfriend. It was a girlfriend, the older lady at the end there that was talking about. Not old. I'm sorry, middle age.
Jesus,
she's not that old.
Asshole over here.
Talking about how the guy that went missing before then was talking about a light following him on one of his hunting trips.
Yes.
Are they monitoring certain hunters to kind of weed out the ones they don't want before they take them? Or people in general?
About it too. I was thinking about it as if you not like put yourself in these alien shoes, but think about it. You've got kind of an optimal situation there. You've got one person or very little people in a large area with no populace around. So one person vanishes from the woods. If one person vanished off the sidewalk in New York City, you've got everybody there to see everything.
Do you, though? Because people just do this nowadays.
Well, yeah, they do.
Everywhere they fucking walk.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking assholes.
Look up from your phone when I say hi to you. Sometimes I just want to make eye contact with you and say hi.
Or squeal at the top of your lungs when you walk into a restaurant. I told Ryan that story. He was crying, laughing.
Yeah.
He goes, God, I wish I would have been there. So good.
Yeah, you were embarrassed, but I thought it was fucking great, man.
But either way, yeah. So like you got like an optimal situation there if you're into the in the alien crew and you're
low
like,
to no.
There's one there.
Yeah.
So
low to no witnesses.
You're already there making a pit stop for food. You might as well get your science experiment.
So why are they taking them? If let's just go on a limb and say they're taking certain hunters that have to be fertile and
I think it's
German hunting elk. Maybe they're hunting elk because that's what they're taking.
I think it's just a coincidence, happenstance. They're taking hunters because that's who's out there.
Yes. Okay. And elk because that's what they're taking. German, just maybe a coincidence. That's a hell of a lot of coincidences.
It is synchronicity. Just kidding. It's not a synchronicity.
Yeah.
That's your favorite word.
Fucking. Yeah, and we're holding off on the fucking Tennessee goblins or whatever they're called because I don't want to hear synchronicity 20 times yet. Anyways, what I was saying is, are they trying to breed? Are they repopulating? Are they part human, part alien, and that's how they...
Are we a subspecies? I like the theory that we're some kind of science experiment. I don't like it, but
I love being a science experiment.
I
hope my mother had a tube and just there I am.
I think that's a more credible theory. But at the same time, like, I don't know. That's obviously we'll never know the answer, but
we might know the answer, but we might not be able to express
No, we're
the
not
answer.
because the fucking government's already coming out and going back on everything they were.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. That was a drone. Oh, that was probably going 30 miles
We've
an hour.
for the past year been having leaps and strides and finally getting stuff released to us, and then all of a sudden now they're like, all that stuff, we're gonna change it. It's nothing. It's just shit flowing in the air.
Look over there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like we just talked about. It's like they're doing the Robertson panel info all over again.
So
sorry.
Where I was going with that is less conspiracy and more like we wouldn't be able to tell people because we would be abducted and then not be able to tell people because we're gone.
Oh, yeah.
You went the whole government route.
Well, we're never going to know. They're never going to tell us everything, and we just need to accept it. And it's dark, gloomy, and disappointing. But yeah. Sorry.
It's all good.
That's how I roll.
It's all good. Oh, happy days.
Happy days.
Happy fucking days.
So hunters are missing.
Yes. German elk hunters, to be exact.
German elk hunters. You know, that population.
Oh, gosh. But, we better not start hunting because I don't want to go missing.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Then again.
Live your life.
I am alone, so.
Ozal! Maybe they'll hook you up with some, like, hot Nordic alien chick. The Nordics look like us.
Where's the contract to sign that? Fuck it. Wait, can my family come and can we all prosper? That's the biggest question. Or we don't have to worry about money or food or anything.
No, probably not. You're just gonna be a fucking. You're just a fuck machine for them.
It sounds interesting, but judging off a past girlfriend, that it would get boring after the first month. They'd be like, "All right, you look, man, I am not a machine. Okay." I need a break. It's shriveling up. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, so yeah, coincidence is wild all around. Hunters gone missing.
They
disappear. And also hikers, so.
And kids. And really, I don't think there's actually I think because of the documentary, they're getting put into groups, but I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
it's actually a group.
There's
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of these cases that he's found. And like I said, it's because nobody else is collecting this information.
Well, the national parks don't want to collect it.
No, it's wild.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, what's your summary of it?
I have a review of
Review,
this.
yeah, not
Yes.
summary. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. I wrote a review. I channeled my inner film critic on this one.
All right.
La, la, la.
Do you have a star rating too?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I could put that in then.
Yes.
Lennon's 4 stars.
This newest doc. Not starting there. I shortened it.
This newest doc. Nope, we're not starting there. I shortened it. And it's not December, by the way.
No, it's not December. This newest documentary adds a new layer to the mystery that surrounds the missing 411 phenomena. In a search already blurred and out of reach of answers because of strangeness and growth of the phenomena, answers never seem to make sense because every answer, just like every case, is just another piece of the puzzle.
And also leads to more questions.
Yes. People like David Paulides.
Ah.
People like David Paulides are dedicating their lives to bring closure to families and investigate these disappearances of high strangeness, to chase down an answer to what really is happening to these people, and to maybe better understand our actual place in this world and maybe even our universe. If you are a fan of this high strangeness in the world we live in, this documentary is a worthy watch to follow up the Missing 411 and Missing 411 The Hunted documentaries. David also has several books written on the matter and are definitely worth checking out. He's compiling evidence in a database when no one else is. We will continue to follow and support his search for the answers. 5 out of 5 stars.
There it is. 5 out of 5. I agree.
Yes, the work he's doing is incredible. He's a retired police chief, right? He was chief? Yes.
I think so.
Well, either way, he's got a background in law enforcement.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
yes. And yeah, this I've known about this since, like, the first documentary came out. Was, like, what really sparked for me. And then I read one of the books. I can't remember because it was a while ago. Right. But anyway, this is a phenomenon that has fascinated me always. As outdoor lovers, we
Absolutely.
are. But it's wild stuff,
I really enjoyed. This is, I would say, my favorite one. It's still, whose stomach was that?
That's my stomach. It's been doing that all day. That's why a couple times I'm like, my stomach's like.
Yes.
Yes.
This was my favorite one of the 3, though.
Yeah.
Personally.
It's not as sad as the first one.
No. It's not as sad. It's more...
And I
don't know. I love
blends,
UFOs and
yes,
aliens
exactly.
and stuff. So for me, it was just like, boom. You hit both of these topics and
blends it in nicely.
It makes you wonder.
Inspires awe and wonder.
Very good. Very good. Hey, Lennon.
Hey, Haswa.
Why don't you hit them with that new and improved 2023?
Hey, 2023.
Intro. Happy New Year. I mean, last week, but still, Happy New Year.
Happy 2023.
Can't believe 2023. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're old. Well, ladies and gentlemen and squatches, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. Like it so far? It's different.
Fucking phenomenal.
If you would like to reach out to us and let us know your thoughts or opinions, you can do so by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. Links are in the show notes. If you enjoy what we do here at Don't Touch My Sasquatch and would like to support us, join us.
Please.
If you would like to... I do it, change it.
I do it, change it.
If you enjoy what we do here at Don't Touch My Sasquatch and would like to support us, join our Patreon to get bi-weekly bonus shows, discounts on merch, exclusive Patreon-only content, and lots more to come. Hit the subscribe button for auto downloads to listen first thing every Monday morning, and drop us a 5-star rating or a review. We love hearing from you, and this helps us to grow and bring you more content for you to enjoy. Join us next Monday for our next incredible episode. You may write us, rate us, review us, but always remember to stay curious, be vigilant, and don't touch my Sasquatch.
Don't do it. He's a prepubescent asshole today.
Peace. See ya.
It's a new year.
Yeah. Back on the ones and twos. with some smooth, easy jazz.
Always. All right. So
Ozal.
Yes. Ozal. Whatever. That's gonna be fun on the video to see her pop in. Like I look you. I saw you look over, and I'm like, what the fuck is behind me?
Guest appearance.
Oh gosh, I'm just gonna have a blank moment of just her. Okay, yes. So I lost my spot.
Sorry.
Perfecto.
Oh, did you want that left in or cut out?
What part?
About your past girlfriend.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Okay, she can fuck off.
She can fuck off.
Okay. For audio only listeners. For audio only listeners. What?
For audio listening.
That's a good one.
Fuck you guys. That's gonna be obviously that part's cut, but we can leave the joke.
That's funny.